Welcome to Meliora's channel, your go-to place for C# and data analysis tutorials, products hands-on demos, and insider secrets to keep you at the cutting edge of innovation. Our goal is to break down complex tech topics to a level that you will easily understand to supercharge your skills. Without further ado, let's jump right in. Hello, and welcome back to this video training session. This is the last lap of the WPF CRUD operations video. In this particular video, we are just practically going to do finishing, because we've actually been able to create to do the create, the read, the update, and the delete functionalities, and they are all working and tested. They're all working very well, as are the last video. So what we intend to do in this video is just to embellish what we have done so that it looks a little bit more professional. So if I run what we have now, so that we just have a look at it again as a refresher. Yeah, what we have now is this. So when you start it just lands wherever it wants to land, and then it looks very big. There is really nothing appealing in this beyond the clean layout which is achieved from the WPF grid from grid control. You will find out that the rest of the things are just looking very big, and it doesn't look, beautiful at all. So what I tend to do then is for us to use this video to just do some little finishing touches, just to give you an idea of what is possible, what you can do to then make the application look a little bit more professional, more appealing to the eyes. So let me exit this and let's get into it. It is not meant to be a full styling kind of video or training, but it's to just show you what is possible, to arouse your curiosity to go and look out for a full training video or a full training on styling generally. We would come out with a video that is dedicated to styling, but this one is just to pick out a few points or a few elements that we can use to make this more appealing to the eyes. So if I go to, I think the first thing we'll do here is pretty much to just set certain background colors, and let's see how it looks. If I go to this window, first of all, let's give it a title instead of leaving it as a main window. Let's give it a title that makes sense. And this is training. Let's call it WPF training video. WPF training video for CRUD. And WPF CRUD operations, actually that's what we call it. CRUD operations application. Yep, I think that's a better term. And then we can then give it a background. So we probably give this, let's give a background here first. In the background here, we would say it's the corn blue, whatever, this cornflower blue. And then you see it gives us this blue background. And this background is set on the outermost stack panel. trying to enlarge this more so that you can see. Yep, so this background is set on the outermost stack panel, and we know that that stack panel had a margin of 20, so there will be a gap of 20 that this background color will not, 20 points that this background color will not color, and that is this bit that is still white up here around the entire cornflower blue background. So, and it was on purpose that I did that. As a matter of fact, if you want, you can increase this to 30 so that even that space becomes more pronounced. So you can now come to the Windows background itself to put another color on the background. So if I come down to then see background, and then I put another color, something like this maybe, and you see, so it has now given that edge a totally different kind of coloration. If we had an icon designed for this already, it would have been nice to just give that icon here as well. You could just see the icon, and then you state the source of that icon, and the icon will feature here. We don't have icon, so I'll leave out that. But I will then say Windows startup location. So we say center of screen, and then Windows startup Windows, I think, states. You can say maximized. You can either say maximized or normal. So normal means it will just take the size of the screen as designed, and that's what it will display for you. Or you can say maximize and then it will cover the entire screen. Sometimes, depending on the nature of the application, for this, the screen is not really too wide. So we can say normal so that we see that it is normal, and it would be at the center of the screen. So we're done with that part. Now, we want these buttons to look a little bit different so that at least it can add to the appeal that we're talking about. And then this text is now very difficult. It is now not very legible or visible, and it is just because of the background color. Is a dark background color, and then the text itself is dark. So we need to also find a way to change the color so that it will look more appealing and visible. So if I now go to application, I will do some sort of style in there. So let me open up this a bit so that I see what I'm doing here. So if I go to this app examiner here, see we've been working here, main window examiner. But now if I go to this app examiner, which is where you put things that would be visible across the entire application, and under the application resources, I would create a style sheet. So, and to create a style sheet, you have a style tag. So you say style. And let me just close it so that it would close like this. And then I will then say you define a key for the style, and then I want to set certain style for the buttons. So I want to call it button style because I'm setting it for the buttons. So when I call it certain style, then I now come up with a range of setters that you want to define for the buttons. So the setters will be coming up with different properties of the button, and then you state the value for each of the properties on the bottom. So if I say control dot family, font family, for instance. So I will say I want to set this font family to a value of this font family called Bernard MT condensed. Okay, and then I will probably just close it down like this, and then you set other properties. So let's say we want to set the font size of that font style. So we say again set, and then property, equals control dot font size so control the font size, and then we say the value is maybe we can give it 25 or 30. Let's say 25, and then we close it. As a matter of fact, you can just copy this and change just the bit you want to copy, paste, and then change the bits you want to change. So I can paste. So I want to do font weights as well. So font weights, and then font weight, I want the value to be bold. So I want the value to be bold. And close it. What to bold, and then we close it. And then the height, I also want to set the height, and I want the value to be 30. And then I want to set the foreground color for that button. So we have foreground color button. And I want the value to be our either cornflower. You choose any color of interest, but let me choose this. And then you have the final one, maybe the background color. So you choose background here. And background, you want the color to be anything. Let me choose beach. And you have now defined the way you want every button to look, So let's define one more for like text boxes, text blocks, and then we will now go and check how you apply this. So again, I define the style. Then I go back to set the key for this. So again, you just set the key, and you call this text blocks. So because you want every text block to look like that, so you call it text block. And then this this one will have a target setting, target type. Okay, is equal to text block. Yeah, and then the key itself, you now give any name of it. So you can give it T block setting or something. T block setting. Okay. And then when you do this, you now basically start defining the setters. So you set the different control properties. So you say property is, in this particular case, you're just looking for the foreground color, for instance, foreground, and the value is light blues. Maybe let's just come take light blue or light or new one, and then you close it and we do another setter. Property, we're looking for font weight this time, so we just do font weight and font size, and then we are done. We just want to show how this works. So value is bold, and then you close that. You do the final one, which is font size. So you do a setter, property, font size, and then you do value. The font size is probably, let's say 15, and then you close. So we have now two styles that we have defined, one for text blocks and the other one for button styles. So if you want, you can actually define another style also for text boxes, because we have text box in our CRUD application as well. But as I said, this is just to give you some sort of a snippet of what is possible, arouse your interest so that you can explore further, either on your own or by looking out for videos that discuss this in greater detail, or even signing up for training actually. So having set these things here in this place, it is available to any part of this application. You can reference this, you can access this, and these settings will apply to that part. So how do you reference it? So let's now go to our XAML and the main window for the application. So what's going on? Because he has even seen it already. Oh yeah, okay, he has seen the background, okay, yeah, but he hasn't seen this button. So for the buttons to take effect, let's start with the buttons. So we go down to the buttons, maybe you click the first one, it takes you down to where they are, which is here. So you can do one of two things. You can actually do it in select all of them. Yeah, like this. And then so if you press space, it shifts all of them. And let's see if this will work. And then you can set the entire style for all of them at once. You say style, it is working, equals. Then you put double quote like this, and then inside it you now put that and that, and so you put so the thing has stopped. So let me get it back again, because I think it will be advantageous if we get all of them done once. So you select everything again. So here you then close that piece, And then you can come back. Can you come back? Yeah, you can come back. Then you now say dynamic resource. Dynamic resource. You put the unfortunate thing is it's not giving us the IntelliSense, maybe because I'm trying to do all of them at once. So maybe we should stop this and do one of them. When we finish one of them, we can come back. So I can come back here and just say dynamic. Yeah, so the dynamic resource is supposed to be one word instead of two words. And resource key. And then we call it button style. Right? Button style. And that's it. So it has, if I extend this so that you see what I'm doing more. Yep. So it has closed that loop. And therefore we can now copy. Can actually copy all these and paste across the other places. So hold on, something is still not working well. Something is not working well here. This is still not changing that. Okay, well, let's see whether, let me paste. When I finish pasting, I'll see whether that will address the issue. Pasting all of them everywhere. Let's see. Oh yeah, so it was not changing because there are some parts that were not properly finished, but you can see the buttons have changed now. So the buttons have changed because of this result. And what the beauty of this is that if I want to change the look of these buttons, I don't have to come here to do anything. I just go to this location where I defined it. I just come to this location where I defined and I change whatever I want to change, it will be reflected on the button automatically. So if, let me do the obvious one, if I change this thing to red, for instance, so that it will show red fully, then if I go back to my main, you see the red is everywhere now. So and that's the beauty of it. So you just, but this red is not looking nice, so let's go back and change it back to what it was. But that's the power of what we've done. You just from one location, you make any change and you see it apply across board. And you can imagine, this is just a small application, so the value may not be very obvious, but you can imagine when you have a massive application that you have several buttons and you want all the buttons to look alike, you can now see the value of this. The same way we need to now create setters for our text blocks. So, which is the one we've defined here. So we go back to our design view, and these are those text blocks that want to change. So which are these ones? So we come here again, we say style, and then we put the double braces, and then we now put dynamic resource, and then we put the resource key. Well, the resource key, you can put the resource key and then put the value, but it's already picking the key, which is the T block setting. So we do it this way, and then you can see immediately that the T block setting has changed. So you can now copy this style and put across everywhere you have the T block. So I copy this and then put everywhere I see a T block. So everywhere I see a T block is here, so I put it and look for another T block. Another T block is here, so I put it. And those are the T blocks I have in the application. So you can see now that the application is already looking really different, So if you, again, the beauty of this is if I feel that these text blocks are not really sharp enough, I can go back to where I defined them, which is here. I define the styles, which is here. And now reset these things. So I can, for instance, change this to golden, light golden rod here, for instance. And then if you go back to that design, you will see that everything has changed. And you see it looks a lot more brighter now. So you can keep this if this is what you think is better. And then when you run it now, you see the application is looking much better. It's now looking really, really different. And this is just a little out of the little stuff we've done. There are a whole lot more about the styling, which I think you should either go and research further or you look out for videos that are already discussing styling, or you look out for our own video. We will do a special video on styling, WPF and styling, and then you would actually benefit a lot from that video. But you can also come and sign up for training. So with this, I think we've come to the end of this part and the end of our CRUD applications actually. But before we close this session, let's just be sure that our application is still working. So let's click read and see if it will retrieve the records. It does, So let's try and enter just another value. Thompson Madison. And then the age of that guy is 67.5. Let's see if we create, if that works. Yeah, it works. So now, yes, I just update. So suppose, let's read it to see, yeah, so it's there. So supposing we made a mistake that Thompson is actually 70. So what we'll then do is to take the ID, which is 14, 1, 4, and then change it to 70 here, and then we do an update. It's updated successfully. So we read again to see if the update reflected. Yeah, so Thompson Madison is now 70. So it is still working, and it's now working within a much more appealing sort of environment than it was before. And like I said, this is just to scratch the surface. There's a lot that can be done in terms of making this look more appealing to the eye, including this data grid can actually be beautified a lot more. But we have to end the video here, And thank you for watching. And please don't forget to subscribe to our channel. And if you want us to do a specific video, if there's any area of interest for you, then just jump on and write on the comments and let us know that you're interested in this particular area, and we will see what we can do to create videos in that area. So thank you very much, and bye. Thank you for watching, and if you learned something new or enjoyed this video, be sure to show us support by clicking like and subscribe. Your support helps us to bring you even better content, so stay tuned for the next exciting video. You can also click the link below to see other free and paid videos on other exciting topics. If the click did not work, kindly copy the link and paste on your browser. Thank you, and see you in the next video.